We got one more thing. You want to do one more thing?
Well, sure.
This is the one you don't know anything about. This is the one I'm kind of excited about
Right.
this, right? Because
I'm kind of terrified.
oh, there's no reason to be terrified. It's so funny. You tell people they're playing. Richard Gunther is here with us, everybody. Richard Gunther, at Richard Gunther on Twitter, or the Digital Media Zone if you want to keep up with two of the three things he does. And go back and listen to Monday to find out about the third one. Right. Okay. So you actually missed entirely the album side, I think. I want to say the album sides started after the last time, or after the first time you were on, which is the only time you've been on until now, and ended about 2 weeks ago. But I like the whole game aspect. In fact, originally when I was starting this show, golly, back in January, I guess, of this year, one of the things I wanted to do was Our Dumb Game. Problem is I can never figure out what our dumb game would be. I still think about it every now and then. I still try to work on it. But in the meantime, I like coming up with weird random games. So the album side was kind of a fun thing because it gives people a chance to talk about some of their music tastes, some of the, things that they like, and, keeps me from having to work for a day. Hence, Wheel of Stuff. So I mentioned it last week when Adam Christensen was on. Basically, I've gotten, from the App Store, I've gotten a Decision Maker app. It was free, but I went ahead and paid the $1.99 to get rid of the ads because nothing's more embarrassing than, hey, we're going to do this on the show, and all of a sudden it starts blaring an ad at us. And, so there's like 18 things on this, different topics, well, why don't we just spin the wheel? And then one of the topics will come up and you can answer. And if we have time, we'll get to 3. If we don't, we won't. Last week, by the way, I couldn't figure out how to make the sound happen on the app. But I think this week... Oh, yeah. That's the magic of audio right there. I don't remember what that question was about now. Best place, it says here. I think the thinking was we all live where we live. A lot of us don't actually live where we want to live. What is the best place on earth as far as you're concerned? I don't know if it would be, it's up to you. It can be vacation. It could be where you want to live. I might actually change that to one place. If there was one place, only one place you could be, or one place you had to be, for you, where would that one place be?
Yeah, so I'm going to, I don't know that it's realistic that I could live there, but I've been there many times.
Okay.
Reykjavik, Iceland.
Really?
Really, pretty much anywhere in Iceland.
Okay.
But Reykjavik is an absolutely amazing little city in this beautiful land that is largely untouched by industry.
Okay.
And I have explored more just unique places or unique experiences on Earth in Iceland than I have probably anywhere else on the planet, just because of the amazing disparate landscape that they have. They have volcanoes. They have these amazing falls. They have these beautiful, beautiful pastures. They have mountainous areas. They have areas of the landscape that look like you're on the moon. Like you look like you're driving on the moon. It's phenomenal.
Let me ask a question. Having never been, knowing nothing about it, when you say you're not sure it's realistic, is it because work wouldn't allow? Is it because it's cost prohibitive? Is it because you're an American and they're not? I mean, like, why do you say you don't know how realistic it would be to live there?
Right. It is more the latter. So their immigration policies for accepting people into the country are very, very strict. I would 100% have to learn Icelandic, even though everybody does speak English. And they just have significant restrictions on people coming in and living there that weren't born there. It might be possible. It's my belief that it would be harder than I'm probably capable or willing to go through.
All right.
But I will continue to vacation there as long as, when we vacation again,
right.
But as long as I'm able, because it's just such a beautiful place. The people are wonderful, and it's it has fond memories for me too, because about 12 years ago now, my partner and I actually had a destination wedding there,
Oh,
and 20
wow.
of our closest friends flew there to join us for a wedding ceremony before he and I were able to be married in the U.S. legally.
Huh. There's so much about that answer that's awesome. All right. So I think we have time for at least one more. I'm going to spin the wheel again. I wish you could change that noise. But okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. Similar to the album side, but different because it's more like a single. One song. You get one song from now on. This is it. You get one song. What is the one song from now on?
Wow.
That's a kind of a ridiculous question because who wants one song for the rest of their lives? But that's why it's on our dumb game, or I'm sorry, on Wheel of Stuff. What did I say?
That is really, really hard. So I was thinking a lot as you were playing your album side game, because while music is important to me and I have my preferences, my tastes are far less deep than most of the guests that you had. One of the songs that would have been on my album side, and I would have to like kind of desensitize myself to it a little bit because it's actually a really emotional song, but the Tim McGraw's Humble and Kind is probably one of the most beautiful country, I guess I'd call it a ballad. He actually fashioned it off of a prayer where he was telling his child how important it is in life to be humble and kind and the different ways to do that. It's absolutely beautiful. And I have probably over the course of several days in my life, at one point, just put it on repeat and listen to it for hours.
Interesting. Now, are you a country fan?
I am.
Okay. Are you a traditional country fan and a modern country fan as well, or just
I'm
modern?
a modern country fan.
Not traditional, really?
Not really. I mean, I can listen to it. It's just, for the most part, I think it wasn't until we started to see some crossover between pop and country music that I started to appreciate it a lot more. And there's been a lot of exposure to country music through television recently as well. And I think that's really kind of what kicked it over for me. In fact, a little bit of an embarrassing admission here. It was the TV show Nashville that, the nighttime soap opera Nashville that got me to the point where, okay, country music is now what I listen to as my go-to station.
Wow. That's weird. Spinning the wheel.
I'll take that.
See, I'm more of a traditional country. I'm more of a traditional country fan myself. I'm a huge Willie Nelson fan. I'm having a hard time. It occurs to me, like, if you ask me that question, like this week it's Elton John. I don't know why, but I have not been able to get Elton John out of my head. So this week it might be the Border song. If you'd come to me last week, though, it might have been the live version of Nightlife by Willie Nelson from the VH1 Storytellers that he did with Johnny Cash. But you didn't ask me, so who cares? Hey, tell me about your favorite mug.
My favorite mug?
I'm assuming you have one.
That's a random.
If you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, if you're an absorber of any hot beverage at all, I'm assuming that you, like me, have a favorite mug. And I'm curious. Tell me about your favorite mug. Why is it your favorite? Is it just the form factor? Is it where you got it? Is it who gave it to you? Is it what you have in it? What is it about your favorite mug that makes it your favorite mug?
So, my favorite mug is from Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
Which is the hometown for one of my longtime clients. And if you know anything about Des Moines is big into banking and insurance. They have this wonderful store that sells printed stuff, T-shirts, mugs, signs, coasters, with these silly phrases, all having to do with the Midwest. The store is called Raygun. You should go check it out online. They have fantastic stuff. Lots of fun. I bought a mug there at the end of one of my last projects that I had done with this client. And the mug has inscribed on it, Des Moines, Iowa, kicking ass, taking names, and selling insurance. If we had recorded this morning,
Yeah.
I probably would have had it with me.
Oh.
Yesterday, I had my Rene Ritchie mug.
Oh, really? Oh, from his new stuff. With the R,
Yeah.
with the R going one way and the R
It's
going
the
the
R
other way.
logo.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty nice. Yeah. You know, I almost feel like we could do away with the wheel, and that could just be the game. My favorite mug.
Your favorite mug.
Yeah, my favorite mug.
Yeah. How about if you answer this?
Pass.